Hi, hi, hi. How are you guys? If you are new here, I am Renee Reese. I am so happy that you're here. And I just want to talk to you guys for a quick second about settling and desire. And settling, I was just writing this morning and I was thinking about how settling is a form of procrastination. Settling is a form of procrastination. That desire, that true desire that you really want, um, isn't going anywhere. Whatever you're avoiding, like whatever bad feelings or whatever that you're avoiding by choosing to settle, that's also not going anywhere. Settling is a form of procrastination. You're delaying wanting that desire, delaying the bad feelings or whatever you'll feel when you stop avoiding whatever it is. Settling is a form of procrastination. And I'll tell you why really quick, because the subconscious mind has a perfect memory. Everything that ever has ever happened to you in your life, the subconscious mind has stored. It has a perfect memory. Even if you don't consciously remember, the subconscious mind, I promise you, remembers. And based on some of those events, based on the severity or whatever, and a lot of other different factors, your subconscious mind will create beliefs out of those experiences. So since your subconscious mind like forms beliefs and it remembers every single thing, it's storing that desire. It's storing that avoidance. It's storing, like, it has a memory of all that. It has a memory of you wanting that. It has a memory of you choosing to ignore and you choosing to settle. It has a memory of that desire. That desire didn't die. Your subconscious mind is storing it until you're ready for it. And this will come up when you are triggered by something, right? You'll see this in comparison when someone has something that you want, and deep down, you're a little bit of a hater about it, or you place it on a pedestal like, oh, okay, well, she has this because of X, Y, and Z, and I can never have that. And you make excuses for yourself, or you'll experience random waves of emotion over something, and you're like, whoa, where is this coming from? This could be it. Or if you are, you might have stored that repressed desire somewhere in your body. Like, we have a serious mind body connection. Whatever's going on in your subconscious mind may show up in your body, those repressed feelings. And I was thinking about this because, as some of you guys know, I've re entered the world of dating. And it's been a vulnerable experience for me. It's been fun, but it's also been very vulnerable, and like, I just haven't had to date in a while. So it's just been all new, like all different experiences, all types of things are coming up. I'm processing so many different things, but it has been fun. But I know that in relationships, I was journaling this morning and I was like, wow, even though like I'm confused about some of these things and I'm not really sure about certain things, I'm excited because I know that I get to have exactly what I want. I know that I get to have exactly what I want. And I know that in relationships, if you guys know anything about me, I've had some just bad experiences growing up, lots of trauma surrounding relationships. So I was thinking, like, I know that I've failed tests before, and in terms of relationships, and I've settled in relationships, and now I get to choose differently, and that excited me. I'm like, even though I'm confused and I don't really know what's happening, I'm excited that I get to choose differently. I'm excited that I get to create what I want. I say this all the time: your life is your art, and that means you get to create whatever you want. Your life is your art. You get to create whatever. But here's where the problem lies. It lies in two things. Number one, always being brutally honest about what you want. Always being brutally honest with yourself and making it safe for you to tell yourself what you actually want. A lot of, especially women, we struggle with demanding what we want and owning up to even ourselves about what we want, and or feeling confused like, oh, we don't actually know what you want. And I think knowing ourselves well enough to understand the truest desires of our hearts is super important. And I feel like there's only two possibilities. Either I've settled for something or it's on its way. If I can create and if I can create anything I want, that means that sometimes I may call in halfway manifestations, half-ass versions of what I want, right? So ask yourself, what do I want? And allow yourself the space to truly answer. Allow yourself to quiet your mind and tell yourself, here's what I tell myself. When I'm scared of an answer, I tell myself, you know what, no matter what, I'm not going to self-abandon myself. So it is okay. Soul, it is okay to tell me exactly what you want. No matter what shows up, I will not abandon myself. And then I also ask myself, why do I want this? Because and allow that answer to be enough too. I'm always very curious about my soul and how that works and what my soul is going through. So I'll ask that as well. And then you have to believe that the thing that you truly deeply want and desire actually exists. And speaking of dating, someone was telling me, I think what you want in a partner is unrealistic. And for me, and like what I want in a partner is like not super unrealistic to me. And I hate the word realistic so much because realistic is just an excuse for people to justify their settling. Like it's just like I just don't think I have to be realistic. Like I live in an abundant, beautiful, miraculous world, and I believe I have access to all of those things. So there's no such thing as settle. Like why would I even allow settling to be in my world? Pamela says, "Amen." Hi. Yeah. Why would I even allow settling to be in my world? And that doesn't mean like I understand we live in a 3D world. Like there are just practical things that happen. There's other laws at work. So, for example, the law of gravity, if I'm saying I truly desire to fly, the law of gravity will probably prevent that. But I can also go to the moon, right? You know what I mean? So I just feel like I don't need to settle, and I don't need to be realistic, and neither do you. We live in this world that we can have so much more than we think we can have. And I don't think that our desires are accidental. I can't think like that. I cannot think like that. Why? Like that's so random. Like why would you live in a world where you have to be denied desire after desire after desire after desire for the rest of your life? That makes no sense. And people just use realistic and practical as a way to excuse themselves to themselves and to the people around them. We live in a 3D world, but I believe that we can experience miraculous things if we allow them. So after I'm brutally honest with myself, and it's sometimes it can be difficult, I have to remain in integrity with myself, not settling for lesser versions of what I want to occupy my space in the meantime, right? If what's for me is for me and I believe that it exists, then I get to hold the vision, I get to trust the process and trust that it's on its way. And honestly, that's like 90% of manifestation and prayer and all of that. It's faith, belief, and trust. And sometimes what you want feels so scary. It feels so scary. It feels like this so big. And I believe when it's so soul connected and it's so pure and it's so beautiful that it's often like that. I was thinking about my desires this morning and I almost started crying. Like that's how pure and beautiful and soul connected it is. And I believe that that's a sign of a true desire. Settling is a form of procrastination. That desire in my heart it's not going away. It's not going away. So I believe that we can face these things now. Choose not to procrastinate. Choose not to settle. We can absolutely face these things now. We can choose differently now. We can believe differently now. Allow yourself your true desires. Be brutally honest with yourself. Believe that it's going to happen and do not settle. You're just procrastinating and delaying. So I love you guys. You can have whatever you want. Your life is your art. You get to create something beautiful. All right. Have a good day.